So hello again to everybody. Thank you so much for coming to class tonight. I know that in some ways this situation's pretty cool because you can do yoga right at home. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to worry about being there on time or navigating a crazy parking lot, which happens sometimes at our studio. So it's nice to be able to do this at home, but of course we don't have that that closer contact, which of course is what we have to avoid now, right now anyway. But I still feel like we can connect this way online. And so I'm really happy that you guys are embracing this technology and this different way of doing things. And that being said, that's got me thinking a lot about resilience. And I was like, well, resilience means you can make it through stuff, right? You have tough stuff to go through, and when you're resilient, that means you do it. And so I actually looked up, the definition of resilience, and it's basically defined as our ability to recover from or adapt or adjust easily to change or misfortune. And so we've definitely got a big change situation happening in our lives right now, and a lot of uncertainty, and it can be kind of scary if you think about the possibilities, but it also can give us an opportunity to grow. And anytime there's change or uncertainty, we're reminded again that we have a choice. We do have a choice as to how we respond to that situation. And certainly, coming to your yoga mat is a great way to help build resilience. And so tonight, I'd like us to think about how we can use our yoga practice to help us build resilience, not just on the mat, but off the mat. So if you're sitting up right now, if you would go ahead and lie back down, lie on your back. And I'd like to have us do a reclined bound angle. So if that's comfortable for you, go ahead and bend your knees and then open your knees out, just letting them rest. And you can have your arms by your side or place one hand on your heart and one hand on your navel center. And close your eyes and just start to make that connection with your breath. Make that connection with your breath. Feel yourself getting more relaxed with each successive breath. Allow your body to soften and sink down into the mat. Start to take deeper breaths, allowing your abdomen to expand on the inhale, and then let it just release as you exhale. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, release the belly. Continue breathing this way for a few more rounds, taking it at your own pace. And so how can we use our yoga practice to help build resilience? So I thought about some ways that we can actually do this within our practice tonight. And so I'd like to offer you 3 possible ways. You can choose one or all of them as you move through your asanas tonight, your yoga poses. The first suggestion is that you move mindfully. Move mindfully. And what do I mean by that? Certainly paying attention to where you're placing your body parts. But a little bit deeper, I would like you to focus on the space in between point A to point B. So for example, when we're moving from downward facing dog into plank, rather than just think, oh, gotta get to plank, getting there as quickly as you can, really feel the fluidity of the movement as you move from down dog to plank. Just an example there. Mindful movement. Another option that you might want to consider tonight is to try something that you're a little afraid of. Some of us feel fearful of arm balances, for example. And so if that's something that you feel is a nemesis of yours, perhaps tonight you work on it. Try to do something that's a little scary. The third thing is that when you're holding a pose and you feel a little discomfort, now of course I'm not talking about injurious pain or anything like that, right? If you have a sharp pain that's in the joint and doesn't feel, it feels like it's injuring you, definitely back out. But if you're feeling general discomfort, a little fatigue, where you're feeling like that muscle is, doesn't want to stretch quite as much, but it still feels like it's okay, you're safe if you feel safe. Rather than back out of the pose when it gets uncomfortable, take a big deep breath and sit with it for just a little longer. So those are 3 ways that we can build resilience within our yoga practice. And doing this on our mat will give us the opportunity and the practice to be able to learn how to do some of these things when we're in our daily life. Mindful movement, try something that's a little scary, and when feeling discomfort, rather than avoiding, take a deep breath and sit with it. So go ahead now and bring the knees back up together. And then let's heel toe the feet out about the width of your mat and just gently windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then let's go ahead and straighten the legs out. And then inhale and take your arms above your head and stretch your body nice and long. Breathe that length. And then just relax your body. You can keep your arms above your head. Take a moment here. So one of the poses that I was thinking about that is a symbol of resilience is tree pose, because I think, of course, trees are resilient. So I'd like to take a little tree pose on our backs before we get started. So find a mountain foundation. If you want to, go ahead and bring your arms down by your side. Turn your arms so that your palms are facing up. And then point your knees straight up towards the sky, legs stay straight, and activate your feet as though you're pressing the balls of your feet into the floor. Activate your arms, pulling the shoulders back slightly. If you feel a big arch in your back, just lengthen your tailbone a little bit. Keep your legs active. And so we start with that mountain pose on our backs. Now let's go ahead and bend the left knee pointing up to the sky. So just draw the foot up towards you as your knee is pointing straight up. And then open the knee out to the side, bringing the sole of that foot either on the side of your leg or close to it. If you lost the rest of your mountain foundation, get back to it, keeping the straight leg nice and active, pressing through the ball of the foot, drawing the shoulders back, lengthening through the tailbone. You can keep your arms here by your side or go ahead and grow those tree branches, bringing your arms above your head, possibly bringing the palms together. Take a couple breaths here. And then lift that knee back up, just going back the way that you came, and extend the leg long on your mat. And then we'll switch sides, bending the right knee, sole of the foot on the floor first, and then opening the knee out, And then finding that mountain foundation in your tree. If it's too uncomfortable to have the sole of your foot on the side of your leg, just move it off the leg a little bit. You're being held and supported by the floor. It's interesting to see how sometimes when we have our back on the floor or against the wall in a tree pose, we find that sometimes there's some imbalances there in the body. And that's okay, just notice. One more breath here. And then let's bring the knee back up, extend the leg long. We'll bring our arms back down by our sides, finishing in a mountain pose on our backs. And then bending both knees and drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug or rock from side to side, just massaging out that back. And then let's cross the ankles and rock up to seated. So rooting down through our sitting bones, bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Let's drop the chin slightly towards the chest, closing our eyes. And take a big deep breath in here. Exhaling, sigh it out. And then pausing to set that intention, or perhaps just reflecting on what resilience means to you. Remembering that resilience can help us get through tough times, but on a deeper level, and maybe taking it one step further, it can help us step beyond our edge to grow and transform. Let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead, separating the hands, reach the fingers up towards the sky. Knit your front ribs in towards the back ribs here. And then exhaling, bring the hands down behind you. Place the hands back onto the mat. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders back, open the heart. And then slowly release that out. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up again. Interlace the fingers. Bring your hands down in front of you. Round your back. Bring your chin towards your chest. Pressing the knuckles towards the screen, wherever you happen to be. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring the arms down. All right, let's move to tabletop. Coming into all fours. Lining our hands under our shoulders and knees under our hips. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, let's drop the belly down towards the earth, coming into our cow pose. And then exhale, round the spine, coming into cat. Take a few more rounds of your cows and your cats. Moving with your breath. And then just as a suggestion, rather than thinking about hurrying from one end of the pose to the other end, right, from point A to point B, consider moving a little more mindfully, paying attention to that space in between the two poses, the transition. Let's finish out one more here. And then make your way back into neutral spine, right in between those two extremes. And then lift your right knee off the mat a little bit and start to draw some circles with that knee. Make sure you're breathing. And then let's bring it to a stop and draw circles the other direction. And then bringing it to a stop, and then lift the knee out to the side and hold it here. So keep the knee bent, lift the knee out to the side, engage your abdominals and hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower it down. and then switching sides. So left knee comes off the mat. We start with some circles. And then we bring it to a stop and take it the other direction. And then bring the knee to stillness and keeping the knee bent, lift the knee out to the side, holding it here, engaging those abs for 3, 2, and 1. All right, knee comes down. I'd like you to take the widest knee child's pose that's comfortable for you. Let the toes touch. Take those knees out, maybe the width of your mat if you can make that, try it. Sinking back down, relaxing here and breathing. You can let your arms relax. And let's do a little side stretch here. So walk your hands to one corner of your mat, off to the side. Feel that nice stretch. And then bring it back through the center, taking it to the other side. And then bringing it back to the center. Let's keep the knees out wide and roll ourselves up just to a tabletop, but with wide knees. And then curl your toes under and lift your hips up, and then take a wider stance with toes turned out for your down dog. I have my heels still on the mat, my toes are off the edges of the mat. Work with what's right for your body here. But the rest of the foundation in your down dog is the same. If you can press your heels down to the mat, try. Stretch out through the arms. Root down through all 10 fingers. And then bend both knees, your heels can come up here. Drop your hips back towards your heels, and then straighten the legs and lift the hips back up. So repeat this several more times. So this is sort of like a combo flowing goddess down dog action. And just do one more, finishing that out. And then go ahead and set yourself up as you normally do for down dog, rooting down through both heels, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades pressing into the upper back. Take a big deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, roll forward into a plank position. Draw the abdominals in here. And then exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale, roll forward again. Nice strong abs, shoulders over the wrists or slightly forward of them. Exhale, sink it back. Inhale, roll forward again. Lower your knees down. And let's do one little tricep push-up. So think of this as a little baby chaturanga. Press back up and either go to child's pose or down dog. Yogi's choice. Inhale, roll back up. Find kneeling plank or high plank this time. Little chaturanga, push up, press back. So you've got options here. Roll forward to plank, bring your knees down or leave them up. Add a little push up. Press back to either down dog or child's pose. Inhale, come forward, high plank or kneeling. Add your push up. Sink it back. Inhale, come forward, high plank or kneeling. Add your push up. Press it back. And then one more time. Inhale, come forward, yogi's choice. Make it your best. And then back to either down dog or child's pose for just a breath or two. And then if you are in child's pose, come back up to down dog. Inhale, lift high on your toes and tiptoe your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Hang like a rag doll, grabbing opposite elbows. Stay centered, or you can gently rotate side to side or just tick-tock. Relax your head and your neck. And then come to stillness if you're moving. Release your hands. Inhale, lift halfway, draw the shoulders back. Bring your hands to your hips, exhale. And then inhale, make your way up to mountain pose. Coming into your Tadasana. So pressing down through the balls of the feet. You can even lift your toes up to help feel that action. Release, soften the toes down to the mat. Keep the tailbone dropping down towards the ground. Pressing your thigh bones back. Knitting your front ribs towards the back ribs. Arms active by our side. Abs engaged. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Drop your left arm down by your side and reach up with your right arm. Create some space along the side of your body. Inhale, sweep that arm up. Exhale, drop the other one down. Same thing here, reach in opposition. Lengthen through the whole side of your body here. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Scoop the arms up overhead. Exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive down, hinging from those hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back with your right foot, then your left, coming into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. You can go all the way or halfway. Inhale through, lift the heart, cobra or up dog. Exhale, lift those hips, downward facing dog. If you feel like you need to stretch those calves out a little bit, go ahead and pedal out those heels. Take some nice deep breaths, hold it here. And then wherever you are in your breath, exhale out. Take another deep breath in, fill up. Exhale it out. Inhale, lift high on the toes. And then tiptoe your way up, paying attention to that space in between, getting from down dog to a half lift. Come into half lift, lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back and then your right, coming into plank. Take kneeling as an option. Exhaling, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, lift those hips, downward dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale the good stuff. Exhale what you don't need. Looking up to the top of the mat. Bring your feet up any way that works for you. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale to mountain pose. Coming into chair, inhale, Utkatasana, bending those knees. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to plank and lower down. Flow through to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through, bring it to the top of the mat. We'll plant the back heel down and rise up to our warrior one. Settling in here for just a couple breaths. And so the transition from warrior one through our vinyasa is sometimes something we sort of glaze over. So I'd like you to really try to focus on all the movements in between, coming from this upright position to hands to the mat, to stepping back, to lowering down, lifting up, and bringing it back. So let's try it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring it to the top of the mat, help it out, plant that back heel down. Inhaling, rising up to warrior one on the other side. Working on squaring our hips to the top of the mat. Keeping our front knee aligned over our ankle. Drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Reaching up strongly through our fingers. And so we'll do the same thing here. Just pausing for another couple breaths in our warrior one. But really focusing on linking our breath and our movement and paying attention to the in-between. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down with that exhale. Inhale, step back to plank or kneeling. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift those hips. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And a breath out. And then bringing those feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale into a half lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Bending our knees and inhale, rising up to chair pose. And then straighten the legs, coming into mountain pose. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back and lower down any way you need to go. Move with that breath. Inhaling to your up dog or cobra. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg high to the sky. Exhaling, sweeping it through. Plant the back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. We'll take a breath in and out here. And then another in breath. And then exhaling that transition down. Inhaling back to plank. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, lifting those hips. Inhale, the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through. Back heel plants down. Inhale, rise up. Pause here for a breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhaling, stepping it back. Exhaling, bending those elbows. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, lifting those hips. Big breath in. Exhale, side out. Good, couple more breaths here. And then bringing those feet up to the top of the mat. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, half lift. Exhaling, folding. Bending our knees, inhaling, rising up to chair pose. And then standing tall in mountain. Awesome. Let's bring the feet about 2 fist width or hip width apart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, dive down to forward fold. Option to hold your ankles, your calves, or take your peace fingers around your big toes. We'll lengthen the spine away from the legs, inhaling. Exhaling, bend those elbows and fold into your legs. Soften your abdominals. Keep your arms active. Keep the breath flowing. Release whatever you're holding on to and inhale, lift halfway again. Let's go ahead and just bring the feet in a little bit. And we're going to step back to a tabletop. So coming to all fours, lining the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. So we're going to work on that little knee out to the side, but I want to give you an option to extend your leg long. So make some room, right? So if you have to turn sideways or another way, go ahead and do that. Okay, so you're going to take your right knee and bring it out to the side, just like we did earlier. Good, and then see if you can extend it. So we'll keep both hands on the ground for this one. And then hold it here. Keep that foot nice and active for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the leg straight, but lower that foot down. So if you kept your knee bent, go ahead and straighten your leg and lower that foot down. Make sure your hands are lined up right underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to sweep your right arm up, coming into this nice open twist. Take a breath in, and then exhale. We're going to thread our needle just a little bit. So go under, you're not going to go all the way down. Okay? Just kind of go underneath that arm. And then inhale, unwind, go back up, reaching the right arm up. Exhale, thread it through, but we're not going all the way down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, thread it down, through. And then let's do one more. Inhale, sweep up. And then exhale, bring it through. So we'll bring it up just one more time and then bring that hand down so that it's back underneath your shoulder. And then I'd like you to take that right leg and lift it up again. And hold it here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, pull that knee in, release back to child's pose. Get a little stretch. You don't have to go all the way down to child's if that doesn't work. All right, and then we're bringing it back up. Getting ready for the other side. Lining up in tabletop. This time the left knee comes out to the side, so you can absolutely keep it here, but maybe you try something a little different. Extend that leg and hold it. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the foot down. Make sure your hands are lined up underneath your shoulder. And then inhale, sweep your left arm up, creating space and length. And then take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, we're going to slide it underneath, taking a little twist. And then inhale, unwind. And then exhale, rotate. Little twist there. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, threading it under. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it under. And then we'll lift it back up, inhaling. Lower the hand back down underneath the shoulder. Reset yourself, and then lift that left leg up. You can bend the knee if you need to, but try to hold it here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes down. Sink it back to child's pose. Grab a sip of water, whatever you need. Just another breath or two here. And then let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through, bring it to the top of the mat. We'll plant the back heel down and open out to a warrior two this time. So fix your shirt asana, whatever you need to do. Aligning that front knee over the ankle, keeping your ribs aligned right over the hips, dropping those shoulders down. Coming into that nice, strong, stable stance as warrior two. Good, and then let's radiate that. So drop your back hand down behind you or place it behind your back, flip your front palm. Inhaling, opening up that side body. Notice if your shoulders are up around your jawline, try to relax them down. Keeping that front knee still bent, we want to keep those legs just as they were in our warrior two. Inhale, we'll bring it back to warrior two and straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach forward over that extended leg and hinge over, finding your triangle. Option to take your top arm behind your back. Option to bend your bottom arm and bring the forearm across the front of your torso. If you want a little more of a core challenge, you can take your bottom arm and reach it straight out, palm up. And a more intense core challenge would be to take that top arm and reach it to the front as well, palm facing down. Lengthen the tailbone a little bit here and breathe. And then bring your arms back to where they were for triangle pose. And then let's inhale, lift back up, bringing your hands to your hips. We're going to adjust our feet for wide-legged forward fold. So we still want to have a nice wide stance, but our toes are pretty much straight on here. And then hands are on hips. Let's inhale, press the hips forward, look up. Exhale, hips shift back, we hinge over, and we make our way down to our wide-legged forward fold. Option to hold your big toes with your peace fingers or your ankles. Soften your abdominals. If you're feeling really tight tonight, bend those knees a little bit. Then release whatever you're holding on to. We'll bring the hands right underneath our shoulders. And then let's go ahead and take a little twist here. So I'm trying to remember which side to do. So just place your right hand underneath your nose and inhale, sweep your left arm up. And then as you exhale, float that hand back down. Root down through both feet. Make sure that you've got good balance. Inhale about halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips. Exhaling, you can bring yourself all the way back up. And then hop or heel toe your feet in closer together. And then let's step to the top of the mat. And we'll come into good old tree pose. So we'll start in mountain pose. We'll start in mountain pose. And then let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. Rooting down through your right foot. Take your left knee out to the side. And then bring that foot up higher if it feels right. Bring it up higher still if that's in your practice. And then let's go ahead and extend those branches up. Oh, got a little breezy. Our resilient trees, they bend in the wind. They don't break. All right, hands come back down in front of the heart, taking that foot back to the ground and finding your mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back to plank or kneeling. Bending the elbows lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, lift your hips back to downward dog. Inhale and lift your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through, help it out if needed, making your way up to your warrior two on the other side. Settling down through the shoulders, keeping that front knee aligned over the ankle, extending out through those fingers, and then radiating the warrior, flipping the front palm, back hand can go behind your back tonight if you'd like. Radiating, and then just checking in with that front leg, bending that knee. Nice. All right, let's inhale back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Exhaling, coming into triangle, reaching forward, and then hinging over. Taking a couple breaths, and then checking in with our core challenge. Top arm can come behind the back. Bottom arm can bend and rest on the front of your torso, holding onto the side of your body. Or extend your bottom arm with the palm up for more intensity. And then even more intensity would be to take that top arm and reach it over your head, palm down. Hold it here and breathe. Nice strong center. And then bring your hands back to where they were in your triangle. And inhale, lift back up. We'll bring our hands to our hips and adjust our bodies for wide-legged forward fold on this side. Let's add a bind on this one. So interlace your hands behind your back. Or grab your towel or your strap if you need that. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge over, allowing the arms to come away from the back body. Resting the torso, softening the abdominals. Nice deep breaths. Next inhale, slowly start to lift up a little bit. Release the bind and bring your hands down to the floor underneath your shoulders. You'll take your left hand underneath your nose. And inhale, sweep your right arm up to the sky. On an exhale, lower that down. And then we'll inhale, hands to hips. Exhaling, lifting back up to stand. And then either hopping or heel toeing those feet back together, making our way back up to the top of the mat in our mountain pose. Fixing the shirt, whatever needs fixing, and then find that mountain pose. Right? Staying mindful, even in our stillness. Preparing for tree on the other side, we'll bring our hands together in front of our hearts. Shifting the weight into your left foot, taking the right foot along the inside of your ankle, your calf, or help it out onto your thigh if that's working for you. And then extending those arms up, coming back into your tree. Finding that focal point, that drishti, to help you with balance. And bring the hands back down. And we'll bring the foot back down. Making our way to mountain. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down to your forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, fold, and then just step back to a plank. Couple options for you here. You can stay in plank as we do a little tree pose in plank, or you can come to tabletop, and lucky you, you get to do the knee out to the side again. Okay, so that's your go-to if the plank with the tree leg isn't working for you. So, nice, strong plank position. Bending your right knee, place the sole of your foot. I would do it on your calf, but if you can get it up under your thigh, great, that's good for you. Okay, nice strong abs. Hold it here for 3, 2, we're not done. 1, keep your tree leg and roll to the outside edge of your left foot so that your right foot is still on your leg for a little tree. Now, if you always go to 5-point star, maybe tonight you don't. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. Press back to down dog split, right leg high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the foot through to the top of the mat in between your hands. And then let's go ahead and step the back foot forward a little bit. Plant the heel, straighten the front leg. Make your way to a nice pyramid pose. Use your blocks if you need them. Of course, if they're at the back of your mat, you gotta get up and get them. Okay? All right, now if you have your block, you might need to take it with you a little bit. I want you to take that back foot and step it up, bringing the foot onto the side of your ankle, but you're still bent over, right? So you're in your pyramid, so you might have to look up, and then you're gonna take your back foot, shift your weight into the front foot, and take the foot onto the side of your ankle. Your hands can be on your blocks here, but if you can put them on the floor, try. You can stay right here, or see if you can take the foot up a little higher onto your leg. Little challenge. You can stay here, or grab your ankle with one or both hands. Challenge. So it's a little tree bent over with a balance. All right, hands back on the floor. Foot goes back behind you. So scooch it back and then make your way into a low runner's lunge. Your right foot still forward. So I'm mirroring you guys. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to go back to down dog split, right leg high to the sky, bending, open hip out. If you want to flip that dog, go ahead and flip it. Feels a nice counter pose here, or hip opener in down dog, or even all fours. Come to tabletop and just lift that right leg up behind you, press it back. Beautiful job. Bring it back around to downward dog. Take a rest or float through. We're almost there. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right. So we're going to make our way back to a plank or tabletop. So if you're doing your plank, we're going to do the little tree leg in plank. If you're in tabletop, you're going to take the knee out to the side. So here we go. Nice, strong legs, strong abs. Bending your left knee, placing the sole of the foot on the inside of your other leg. And you're holding it here, nice and strong. For 3, 2, we're not done. 1, roll onto the outside edge of that back foot and make your way into a side plank with a side tree, holding it here. If you are in kneeling, you could do a kneeling side plank instead. Taking another breath. And then coming back to your plank with your tree leg. And then pressing back to down dog split, extending the left leg high to the sky, inhale. Exhale, bring it up to the top of the mat. Remember your blocks if you need them for pyramid. Step the back foot forward enough so that you can plant that heel down. And then straighten the front leg, nice long spine, folding over that front leg, using blocks under your hands if needed. All right, and then transitioning to this forward folding tree, walking the hands forward, shifting the weight. Back foot comes up. You can start with the foot on the ankle, knee pointing out to the side. You can stay here. You can go a little bit deeper, bringing the foot up higher on the leg. Possibly grabbing the ankle with one or both hands. Bringing hands back to your blocks or the ground. Bringing the foot back behind you, lowering into a low runner's lunge. Your left leg is still forward. Yeah. All right, then let's go ahead to down dog with that nice hip opener. Or you can do tabletop with that hip opener. Just press the thigh bone back. Flipping your dog if you did it on the other side, pressing those hips up. Breathing. And then bringing it back. Stretching it out. Let's take one more vinyasa rinse cycle here. And then find a restful pose for you. Child's pose, sitting and kneeling, downward dog. Come back to that breath. All right, let's go ahead and roll up to seated. And then let's just take our feet out. So come to tabletop, sorry, I skipped ahead. And then let's just take a nice malasana pose here. Feel free to sit up on a block or blocks. Take your feet out wider if you need to. Yes. Try not to sink too much if you're a little more flexible in this direction. Now, if you want to work on that arm balance, maybe doing something that's a little bit scary for you, I encourage you to try that. One of the great things is when you're at home, you've got the pillows, the sofa cushions, you can put something in front of you, so if you do happen to take it a little bit too far, that cushion has you, right? If you're gonna work on it, hands under shoulders, move the feet back, keep the hips higher here. I like to touch my heels to start. Bending the elbows just a little bit, nestling the knees on the backs of the arms, rounding the back, shifting the weight forward, picking the feet up. And then making your way back down to Malasana. And then come up a little higher. You can rest your arms on your thighs. Check out your knees, make sure they're not extending past your toes. You're welcome to stay here. Or try one more pose, bringing the heels together and then lowering back down. You might have to put your hands on the floor here, right? And then work on balance. So heels touch or get close, hands come in front of the heart. So this can be a little tough on the knees. If this doesn't feel right, go back to your sumo squat. All right, and then if you're in this balanced pose, go ahead and bring your hands back down. Slowly straighten out those legs. We'll heel toe the feet out. Ragdoll arms, tick-tock, side to side. Releasing the hands. Stepping the feet back, coming into plank. Inhale. And then exhale. Lower all the way down. We'll bring the hands up to the top of the mat. We'll take the feet out wider, turn the toes out, either resting your forehead or your chin on your hands, coming into your crocodile. Then let's bring the feet and the legs closer together here. And we'll prop ourselves up onto our elbows and forearms, finding our Sphinx pose. So let's keep the shoulders a little active here. Draw the shoulders back. Lengthen the tailbone slightly, especially if you feel any sort of discomfort in your lower back. I'm taking a few more breaths here. And then slowly lowering back down. Let's slide the hands back next to our ribs, lower ribs. Pull the elbows in so they're pointing back to the wall behind you. Activating your legs. Inhale, lift up for baby cobra. And then see if you can lift the hands off the mat. Stay long through the lower spine. Active through those legs. Holding it here for 3, 2, 2.5. One more breath. Exhale, lower down, arms by your side. Turn your head and relax. Turn your head to the other side and relax. And then stacking those arms once again at the top of your mat. You can rest your forehead there. We're just going to bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. And then bringing those feet back down. Slide those hands back once again. Press yourself up. And then we're going to take that real wide knee child's pose again. So real wide, sink those hips back, lower down. Take your time, use fists or your blocks if you don't want to go all the way down. Arms where they're comfortable. And inhaling, start to lift up using your hands to help you. We'll come to seated with the soles of the feet together and the knees opened out for our bound angle pose. Feel free to grab your blanket, your bolster, or roll up your mat behind you if you need a little extra lift in the hips. And then how close your heels are to your hips, your groin or whatever, is really a matter of what your knees and hips want to do right now. So we've been doing a lot of these types of movements tonight. So you might feel like you have a little more mobility, but maybe not. So honor where your body is right now. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhaling only if it feels right, fold over, hinging from those hips. And then as you inhale, rise back up. Extend your left leg long. Draw that right foot in a little closer. Keep both legs active here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, hinge forward, walking those hands down. Feel free to grab your strap, your towel if you need to, or your foot, or a block. Lengthen the spine when we inhale, deepen the fold when we exhale. Inhaling, rise back up. Turn towards that bent leg and take a little twist. Reaching down for your right hand, hand that's behind you. Press that hand into the ground and start to lift your hips up. Bringing the other arm over your ear. Just kind of lifting up, lift the hips up high. So it's kind of like a weird kneeling side plank, back bendy action. And then we'll lower back down. Good. Unwinding. Bringing that left knee back up. Extending it long. And we'll switch sides. Inhaling, lengthening, and then exhaling, folding over, keeping both legs active here. And inhaling, rising back up. And then exhaling, just taking the twist to start. So turning towards your bent knee. And then rooting down through that left hand. Pressing your legs into the ground, lifting your hips up. Creating that arch, that length inside the body. And lowering back down, unwinding, pulling that knee back up, extending it long. All right, so I think we'll have some time. So get your strap. We're gonna lie on our backs. Make sure that you have room to take your leg out to the side so you don't kick a hole in your wall. So whatever you need. Okay. So we're lying back. Feel free to support your head with a blanket if you need to. I'm actually gonna do that because I'm on the floor, it's kind of hard. All right. So you're going to bend that right knee, draw it into your chest. Your left leg is extended long and active on the floor like it is when we're doing our mountain pose. All right. So let's go ahead and take that strap or whatever you have. Loop it around the foot, and then extend your legs straight up. So let's hold this for a moment here. I want you to fine tune your alignment, especially in your spine. So the leg that's on the floor is active. Notice if your lower back is pressing a lot into the floor. And if it is, it kind of means generally that your spine is out of neutral, and we want it to go back to neutral. So root down through your sacrum, you might feel a little space in that lumbar area of your spine. And that's what we want to happen. So keep that action happening here. And then go ahead and start to take that leg out to the side. Remember, we want to try and keep that other hip down. Right? You want to avoid rolling that hip up. So really root down through that left leg that's pressing down to the ground. Both legs are active here. On your next inhale, let's start to lift that leg back up. However, we're not done. Take the left leg and lift that up. You're going to ditch the strap, bend that right knee, and bring the foot on the side of your leg somewhere. Okay? If it's on the knee, as long as you're not pressing too hard, it's okay. I'm not going to report you to the yoga police. But think of this as sort of like a little tree pose. Remember when we did the forward fold with the knee out to the side? We're doing the same movement, we're just on our backs. So perhaps you couldn't grab the ankle when we were standing up and bent over. Maybe you can grab the ankle this time. Take a breath in, and then exhale, lift your torso up, bring the legs in closer to you. You can round your back here. Okay, some hip stuff might be preventing you from getting deeper. That's okay. Do what you can. And then we're going to lower the head down, bring the arms down by your side, keep these tree legs, and slowly with control, keep your abs engaged, lower all the way down. Nice and strong core. Yeah, all right. Pull the right knee back up, straighten the leg. Grab your strap, bend your left knee. Go ahead and extend that leg straight up. Hold the strap or your leg in your left hand. Right leg is actively rooting down. You can place your hand on your hip or your thigh to help facilitate that. And then check in with your spine again, your spinal alignment. So we want to maintain neutral spinal alignment here. So we do not want to imprint like sometimes we'll do in like a Pilates class. So just the sacrum rooting down. There should be a little curve. It's a little different for everybody, but generally there's a little curve so that the lumbar area of the spine is not fully touching the mat. Maintaining that alignment and then opening that leg out to the side. Remember, it's not about that foot that's out to the side touching the floor. It's more about the stabilization in the hips. And using all of those little back muscles and hip muscles to help everything stay in alignment. On your next inhale, bring the leg back up. And then lift the right leg back up. Ditch your strap. Bending the left knee, bringing the foot along the inside of the right leg somewhere for your tree legs. We have the same action happening here. We'll take a breath in. Exhale, round, lift up, holding under the calf, the ankle, wherever. And holding it here and breathing. And then lowering the head, lowering the arms, keeping that tree leg action happening, engaging your abdominals, your back muscles. Stay nice and strong as you slowly lower down. Bringing your left knee up, bringing it up to the sky, and then extending that leg long. Awesome job. Take your arms above your head and stretch out nice and long. Hold it there. Good. And then getting yourself situated, you can pull your knees to your chest, rock from side to side, getting resituated on your mat if you moved off, and setting yourself up for Shavasana, for your final resting pose. Time flies. You're having fun doing yoga. So getting yourself nice and comfortable. Feel free to place a blanket over you, under you. And then once you've settled in, sort of, take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing your body once again to soften completely. Especially the area around your eyes and your jaw. Notice if you're clenching that jaw and unclench it. And let that nice, soft, relaxed feeling travel down through the rest of your body, starting from your neck, working its way all the way down through your arms and fingers, through your torso, your legs, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. And coming back to the breath. Just watching it ebb and flow in your body. Once again, start to take some deeper breaths, inviting more energy back into your body. And then slowly begin to reawaken the body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. Bending your arms and your legs. And drawing your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, a little love. And roll to your side. Pausing here for just a moment. So perhaps your yoga practice tonight was more like a moving meditation. And so I want to share a quote with you about how you can make your practice a moving meditation. Don't move the way fear makes you move. Move the way love makes you move. Move the way joy makes you move. So when you're ready, go ahead and press yourself up to seated. Coming into that easy seat. Sukhasana. Closing your eyes and bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Dropping your chin to your chest. Remembering that yoga helps us build resilience. Thank you all so much for coming to practice with me tonight. Let's seal our practice by inhaling one more big breath together, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down in front of the heart. The light in me truly sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you again so much for coming. Namaste.
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 Great class. Thank you.
Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. Have a good week.
You too.
Everyone. Thank you.
Night.
Thanks, Laura.